the Renavgoods lace to toe in mushroom chamois. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I am Dale of Dale's Other Works. In today's video, long overdue in fact, I am very excited to be finally reviewing my lace to toe boots from Renavgoods in mushroom chamois. I have been sitting on this pair for probably almost a year now. Yeah, I got these in February of 2025, and so I have not worn these yet, but I really wanted to get these on camera and talk about them before I wear them, because I have another pair. Remember these? This is the same model in brown oiled shinky horsehide. This is probably the most durable boot I've ever owned. I'm not being hyperbolic right now. These are the boots that you want to survive the apocalypse. Hands down. What we have here is a triple stack midsole. I want to say that there's at least about 30 ounces of leather beneath your foot there. That is ridiculous. Normally, you have 10, 12 ounces beneath your foot. And these ones in mushroom chamois are very much the same. Let me read off a little bit of the specs. Chamois leather is distinctive for its ability to maintain its softness even when wet, making it ideal for cleaning and polishing. Over time, chamois leather develops a patina, further enhancing its uniqueness and appeal. This is the MKB 1303 mushroom chamois, 8-inch tall with a woodsman heel, Norwegian welt, 360 degrees, green cork half sole, A9 structured toe. It is a triple stacked veg tan midsole, which is so beefy. You know, I feel kind of like, it's funny, when I wear these, I kind of feel like a cartoon character. Like, what comes to mind is Mega Man, you know, how he's sort of like got cartoonishly large equipment on him. That's kind of how I feel when I wear these. They are the most comfortable boots because of all that veg tan beneath your foot. Now, do they flex? No. So how are they comfortable? They're comfortable because of that dense veg tan thickness in there. When I walk in these, it's like I'm just so perfectly cushioned. It's unreal. It's like walking on a cloud. Now, once again, it sounds counterintuitive because the boots just don't really flex all that well. Like I can't do it with my hands. I can't get these to bend. That said, it works nonetheless. I've never developed any blisters from it, maybe because of the insanely comfortable calfskin lining on the inside, which is blue, which is super fun. I love that. I did not request that. He just incorporated that into the build himself. I love that he just took so much artistic license with this. Like I didn't specify that I wanted green Norwegian welt stitching. He just built that into it. Truly overbuilt, truly in every way. This is not something you're going to buy at a mall anytime soon. Trust me. This is only something that you can get custom made. Unmistakable Horween mushroom chamois. I first became aware of mushroom chamois when Viberg ran it on their famous derby shoe. And I've always wanted something in mushroom chamois. It's just a beautiful, heavily oiled green, dark green olive rough out. We've got antique brass eyelets, 10 antique brass eyelets, 3 speed hooks. We've got a pull tab also in mushroom chamois back here. And then, of course, an olive Dr. Soul original super grip outsole. Contrast that with black on this heavily worn pair. So the only negative thing I will say about these boots is the chamois feels kind of floppy, whereas this shinky brown oiled horse butt, which is probably my favorite boot leather if I really had to make a choice, it's got a lot more stand up, feels much more appropriate in this build than in this build. But then again, once I start wearing these, they'll shape to my foot and it's going to be fine. I just don't like the flop going on here. See, floppy flop, whereas there's no flop here. So just a little stylistic preference. And I'm always just so captivated by lace to toes, just the patterning involved. I love all the panels that they incorporate into it, which appear to be hand cut. The toe is very well structured and it's just a killer build. Unnecessarily badass build right here. 8 inches from the top of the sole to the top of the boot, almost 10 inches from the ground to the top. So yeah, I stand taller and I just feel, like I said, this last is actually custom built to my foot. As far as sizing goes, I have no guidance because this last was literally shaped around my foot type. He asked all my measurements and this last was made for my foot, and it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. The good folks at Renavgoods are extremely skilled at what they do. It's very cool to see that the bootmaking industry, the bespoke bootmaking industry in Indonesia is still thriving. They learned bootmaking by the Dutch colonists, but I don't know much more about that story. I'm sure there's books written about it. Yeah, so Dutch colonists were instrumental in establishing Western-style shoemaking techniques in Indonesia. This practice laid the groundwork for Indonesia's modern footwear industry, particularly the production of high-quality boots and shoes. So it happened through colonial origins. The tradition of making leather boots by hand dates back to the era of the Dutch East Indies. The colonizers brought their shoemaking techniques and desire for durable leather footwear, which established a new industry. During the colonial period, early workshops were established. Chinese Indonesian businessmen played a crucial role by setting up shoe workshops in Bandung, especially in the Cibaduyut area around the 1900s. The Dutch introduced techniques combined with Chinese business interests led to a cottage industry that flourished for decades. As the industry grew, many shoemaking artisans learned their craft in the early workshops, left to start their own businesses. This led to a wider proliferation of shoemaking skills throughout the region. Before the arrival of the Dutch, Indonesians wore traditional sandals and slippers made from materials like wood and woven fibers. Western-styled closed-toe shoes were not a traditional part of the culture. And yeah, so my buddy Nick actually went to Indonesia to explore some of these different makers in person, so that was really cool. If you're interested in Indonesian makers, I would highly recommend his videos on that. Why should you go for something that's Indonesian? Well, because you can customize the living hell out of these things. Not only in terms of fit, but also in terms of construction. The sky is the limit. If you see a leather out there that one of your favorite makers is running boots in and you're like, ooh, I like that leather, but I don't necessarily like that style. You can chat up these guys either on WhatsApp or on Instagram, start talking to them. They'll order the leather, they will make it according to your specifications, whatever the heck you want done. Engineers, lace to toes. In this case, I've always loved lace to toes, and I'm glad that I finally have a pair. Next on my list might be a vegetable tanned type of a lace to toe. We'll see. I don't need any new boots, but I can't stop buying them. I just love them so much. The reason to go with an Indonesian maker is just because you will have a pair of boots that are totally uniquely yours. These aren't made in batches. These are made for you, the individual, in a small workshop. The artisans, as you can tell, are extremely skilled. Everything about these boots, except for this upper here, is a tank. But that's okay. This part doesn't need to be a tank. If you wanted my advice, if you're going to have a lace-to-toe built, I would recommend some kind of a horse butt like this. Absolutely. That stand-up, it's perfectly tailored for this. This type of leather is probably better in a derby. All the necessary parts are structured, like the heel and the toe are very well structured. Hey guys, editing me is here, and I just wanted to make one clarification. After actually putting these boots through the paces, I have absolutely zero complaints about the floppiness of the shaft. Those were only my observations when I had them in front of me, and it's strictly an aesthetic thing when the boots aren't even on. But when the boots are actually on, I can't tell a difference. If anything, having a shaft that's a little bit more malleable is more comfortable than the horse butts. I hope this cleared it up. Without further ado, I'm gonna go put these bad boys on and take them for a spin and get the footage for this video. So, as always, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you own any Renavgoods? Do you own any Indonesian boots? If so, share all your thoughts and comments down in the comments section below. I'm always curious to hear. And as always, I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. End of transmission.